So hi everybody, this is Andrew Bard with the Urban Chicken Man. Today we're going to do something a little different. We're going to get into gardening, and really I named the channel wrong. It shouldn't really be the Urban Chicken Man. It should be like the Urban Farmer, let's say, or the City Farmer. Today we're going to talk about fruit trees, and in particular a peach tree I have in my yard that has a fungal infection called, and I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, Taphrina deformosa. It's a very common fungus that affects peach trees. It doesn't affect apple trees, or at least as far as I can tell, because my apple trees seem to be fine. But it's a very common fungus. It's the most common fungus, as far as I know, to affect peach trees. It stunts growth, and it severely, if not completely, cuts off any fruit production. So I came out here after the leaves came in, and I saw signs of it. I have a fungicide that we're going to mix up here in a bit. I'm going to show you how to mix that. And we're going to spray it on here in a bit and show you how to coat it and cover it and all that, because you want to coat the whole thing. But anyway, first of all, let's say, okay, what do I want to look for? So this fungus is commonly known as leaf curl. And what it looks like is essentially a bunch of welts, pink, reddish welts. Okay, there we go. My camera person, Michelle, is telling me I'm finally in frame. So you've got see the burls on there and the curls. Now they're all red. I don't know that this tree is going to produce anything this year, but we've got to get the fungus off if we want it to produce. So that's what we're working on next. So it looks like almost like a cancer of sorts, where it just destroys the leaves, eats them away. So one thing we're going to do is, since I took these samples off, I'm not going to throw these back in the yard. I'm going to take them inside, make sure they go into the trash. I'm going to wash my hands, and we're going to come spray the tree. I don't want to go throw these in the yard and have these as another potential infection point for the tree. So anyway, let's go inside. Let's get the fungicide ready to spray, and then we'll come back out here and spray it out. Okay, we're back in the kitchen. So welcome to my kitchen. I don't want to hear any comments. We haven't cleaned it this morning. Anyway, so this is the fungicide that I'm using. Remember when I said earlier that I already forgot the name of this fungus. Remember when I said earlier that this fungus is also called leaf curl? It's important to know the common name and the scientific name, because you don't know really what you're going to be looking for. This particular fungicide says controls peach leaf curl. So if you didn't know the common name, you may not know that this actually works for you. So this is the fungicide that I typically use. Okay, copper-based fungicide. Copper is actually quite toxic, but it's safe because it'll wash off and it won't get into the food. So you can actually use this up to the day of harvest, as long as you wash the fruit before you eat it. But the first thing, if you ever used a fungicide before, or herbicide or pesticide or anything, the first thing you do is on the back, you're going to have a little booklet. Okay, so it's going to be taped on. You take the booklet. The very first page you're going to turn to is health and safety. What happens if I get this in my eyes or I accidentally ingest it? Read it. It takes 10 seconds to make sure that you're not going to hurt yourself if you accidentally get it in your eyes, or you spray it in your nose by mistake, or spray it up and it comes back in you. Those are all possibilities. People go, well, I'm not going to eat it. No, but you might have, taken a good breath in while you're spraying it up there, and now your chest hurts. So just find out what can happen. You need to make sure that you're careful with this stuff. So anyway, turning through, because this works on so many different fruits and vegetables and all that, you want to go through and find exactly the application for your particular tree, fruit, vegetable, whatever it is that you're spraying it on, because it also works on flowers and things. So we're going to look here and say, okay, well, we're a stone fruit tree. It's peach. So we can apply a full cover at dormant, which means during the winter time before the buds have shown. Popcorn, which means the buds are starting to show. Full bloom, we've got flowers on it and that kind of thing. And petal fall stages. Now, technically, we don't have any flowers right now because the fungus is destroying the tree, and the flowers are not going to form. Hopefully, they'll form once we start killing it off, but I have a feeling we've really lost it this year. Anyway, so if you look on here, it tells you the directions for mixing. Follow directions for mixing. Okay, that's the best thing I can tell you. Follow directions for mixing. Don't think you're going to put a little bit more in there and say, oh, well, it's going to work better. That's our standard way of thinking. It's not going to work that way. You put too much in there, you have a chance of actually what's called burning, chemical burning, the plant that you're using it on. So just follow the directions, use exactly what it says. So what we have here is Well, great. It says between 1/2 to 2 ounces of fluid. Anyway, we're going to speed through this anyway. Okay. So, anyway, I had to do a little bit more research to figure out exactly, because the instructions, of course, are for anything from ornamental plants to tall trees, to figure out exactly how much of this we want to use on this particular tree. So we're going to use a little bit over an ounce, like 1.25 ounces of this per gallon of water. So we're going to go ahead and mix this up. The first thing you do, of course, you just shake it. This has a lot of solids in it. It's copper-based. So you shake it up to make sure it's mixed. It's part of the instructions. I couldn't find anything to measure an ounce in, so we're just going to use this shot glass. Anyway, we'll fast forward through this part, but you can watch me mix it up. So we've done soak the tree, okay? You want to soak it really good, especially on the first application. Get all the way to the top down. You want to soak all the trunk, soak all the branches, soak the whole thing. This is going to have to be reapplied every 7 to 10 days. So we'll see how it goes. But we should start seeing results here, hopefully in about a week or so. Not only does it have to kill off the fungus, but then of course the tree has to grow around what it's killed off. So anyway, that's the basics. You just want to make sure that, hello. You just want to make sure that you watch your trees. If you see anything weird on them, look it up. And if you have any questions, you can scan the QR code in the bottom right corner, send me pictures, and I'll help you try and figure out what's going on in your yard. But if you need any of the products on here, there'll be links in the comments section of the video right below it in the description where you can buy directly from Amazon. So anyway, have a good time, and hopefully you have better luck with fungus than I have right now.